Let's see, they're about 15 copies shy of 20 copies, so you want that one. Okay, what does it say? Does it give me an error message or something? There's staplers up here if you want a stapled copy. Right, there's a stapler. No job ingest. Oh well. There's 2 pages to it, Eric, and the review. And the answers. That other sheet there is yours too. What's not working? All right. We're going to do that in the second hour. I just wanted it printed now. We are on 19B. I don't remember if we finished 19B or not, but we were talking about how a car depreciates in value, and we said it depreciates at 15% per year. So one of the things that we talked about is, remember, as the graph goes farther and farther over, it keeps getting worth less and less, but it never gets down to 0 in an exponential model. In real life, it might, I don't know. All right. (19C) payday loans. I think it's important to talk about this for you guys because there will come a time in your life where you're going to be desperate for money, and going to a payday loan place is not going to be the solution to your problem. Why not? Yeah. So if you sell this week's paycheck for money, and then next week you still need money, you're going to have to sell next week's paycheck for money, and so you're just going to keep on getting deeper and deeper into debt. Here's what it says. The average payday loan charges 13% interest for a 2-week period. Okay? So let's go through and let's write down the parts of our formula so that we can see how that relates to, what we're doing. So we're on 19C. So we're talking about the maturity value will be principal. How much? $100. times, remember how we did interest? Interest, we started at 100 and added the percent. Depreciation, we started at 100 and subtracted the percent. So like yesterday when we were talking about a car is worth 85%, that's because each year it decreases 15%. So what's our $100 times 1.13? Now that's every 2 weeks. So instead of saying to the T, let's say to the 2 weeks. Let's say to the F for fortnight, because a fortnight is 2 weeks. So to the 2 weeks. All right. So after 1 week, we don't even need our calculator. We'd have to pay back, or one time we would have to pay back $113. Okay. After 2 weeks, we would have to pay back, after 2 of those periods, we'd have to pay back 113 times 1.13. It should be about 120 something. Okay. Number 2, sometimes borrowers find themselves unable to pay back the original loan, so they roll over the loan and the interest into a new 2-week loan. What is the repayment amount for the new loan? If they continue this for a whole year, how many 2-week periods have passed? Create a table or graph that shows the relationship between the repayment amount and the number of 2-week periods that have passed. Include at least 6 data points. So since it goes all the way up to 52, I'll give you a hint. The last one will be 26, right? Everybody agree with that? Because there is 26 2-week periods in a year. Go! Number 2, 3, 4. Did you take one? Did you take one?
Yes. Pages.
143 from the actual book.
Sam, there's a review over there on the.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Would be a new person. 1 13 times. Yes, so it would be taking a new note.
Okay, let's hear some numbers. Did anybody have 4 weeks? 6 weeks? 8 weeks? 10 weeks? 12 weeks? 14? Tell me which ones you did, and that'll be easier.
Wait, what did you get for 2 weeks?
$113.
Did you just put 2 week, like 2 for
Nope.
F?
F I put in 1 because remember there are 2-week periods. So that's 1 2-week period.
Yep, okay.
Which ones did you do, Jake? I see you got some written down there.
I must have done it wrong because that's not how I did it.
Okay? Anybody got something they are reasonably proud of? No. That they would be willing to share? Lauren?
No.
Sam.
Maybe it would for 6 weeks would it be about 208.20.
So you'd take 100 times 1.13 to the third, right? Because it's 3 2-week periods. What do you get when you press that on your calculator?
Just kidding.
That's
Not
what-
that then. Yeah, sorry.
I got the same amount, but
Yeah.
I did it. Almost.
Oh yeah, I was
You
thinking
did what?
6 periods. Sorry, not
6
weeks.
periods.
Sorry about that. That'd be
Okay,
12.
so 6 periods would be 12 weeks. And you said 280.20?
Yeah. Or 208.20. Yeah.
208.20.
Yeah.
Okay? Anybody else? Jake, now are you okay with your numbers? You just had to change your...
Basically, if I just look at it like periods.
Yeah. Okay, so give me another one.
Well, I only got to 7.
7, so that'd be 14 weeks. What'd you have?
Well, no, it'd actually be, I got 235.27.
235.27. Bailey, are these answers commensurable to yours? You didn't do those? Felicia, did you do any of them?
Well, no, I didn't, but instead of doing like the periods, I put like how many weeks, so I put like 2 and then.
Okay, so if you would have made this 6, you would have been on the 12th week, right? So you have to make sure this number up here is how many 2-week periods there are.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me one that you had.
Well, I had 20.
20 weeks.
20 weeks was 1,152.
$1,152.
Yeah,
And did you have any cents?
30 cents. So you would cut that in half, right?
No. Was that to the 20th?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually 40 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so at 40 weeks, that's what she had. Because it's 40 or 20 compoundings, 22-week periods. Eric, are these making sense to what you had?
Yes.
Connor, did you get any?
Well, I started doing them after I knew the right way.
Oh, okay. Do you want some more time then to fill in some more? Because the one that we really need to see is 52. Did anybody do 52? And 0.25? Is that, Sam, what you had? Okay. Madeline, there's reviews right next to Rachel. Max, there's reviews here. I have to go back and fill those in. All right. Oh, let's see here. Oops, that's not our class. All right. So, if this continued for a year, we said 26 weeks, and then what would the total be? $2,399.05. If we were going to change that into APR, first of all, we have to remember, what does APR stand for? Annual percentage rate, okay? So if we change that into APR, APR is the amount of interest divided by the amount that you started with. Does everybody agree you started with $100? How much interest do you have to pay over the course of the year? Well, the interest is everything that you pay back except for the $100, right? So how much interest do you have to pay back? $2,299.05. What kind of an interest rate is that? Well, it's a $2,299 or 99% APR. Does that sound like a good deal to you? No, that's a very lousy deal. Now, one of the things that people get confused is they think that that is the same as simple interest that you would take times 26. Let's see what we get if we take 13%. So 13 times 26. How much do we get there?
13 times 26, 338.
300. What?
338.
26 times 13 is 338.
Yes.
Whereas we got 2,399. Would you say that compound interest is significantly more than simple interest? Yeah. Page. Oops. Shakespeare said, "Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses itself and friend." It's from the tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, Act 1, Scene 3. Oops. Got to go the other way. Can't find my link to the video.
People can't stop talking about the hate you give.
Oh, so I have to watch the whole video? I mean, the whole ad? That seems kind of lame.
Ship sails at the tide.
A moment, my son, for I have something to tell you.
I ask only for my allowance.
Ah, but I shall give you something far more valuable. Advice.
Do you know how much wine you can buy in Paris with advice?
Paris is a wild and wicked town, and you are but a young and innocent boy.
Oh, could I tell him a few stories?
Heed my words, Laertes, and you will be safe.
Unless I listen, I won't get my spending money. So I'll listen.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Do not forget, stay out of debt. Think twice and take this good advice from me. Guard that old solvency. There's just one other thing you ought to do. To thine own self be true. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Do not forget, stay out of debt. Think twice what to do. To thyself be true.
Okay. Anybody ever watch that show? Have you ever seen that before? It was kind of like a comedy, like Lost. I don't know. But on that episode, they actually did the whole play. It was kind of funny. The whole tragedy of Hamlet in one fell swoop. Okay. Let's look at the math here for this one. In the previous activity, you investigated payday loan centers. Another option in an emergency is to ask a family member or friend. Suppose a friend offers to lend you $100 if you agree to repay the original amount plus $10 for each week you owe her any money until all the money is paid back. If you pay the loan off completely at the end of the week, how much is the payment? You borrowed it for a week, you pay it back. At the end of the week, how much do you owe? According to this, how much? $110, right? If you wait and pay her at the end of the year, how much will the payment be? Pardon?
$620.
Why is it $620 instead of $520? Because you have to pay back the original $100 too. Create a table or graph that shows the relationship between the repayment amount and the number of weeks that have passed. Include at least 10 data points. Number 5 is a little bit different. If you pay her $10 per week on the principal and also pay that week's interest, how long will it take to pay back the entire loan? So figure all of those questions and let's see if we can come up with a total for that. Okay?
I cried on Yeah, it was a rough morning. Dude, let's just get him a bunch of snacks so like we can't actually do anything. I'm just not. See, I feel like I'm gonna get kissed. Oh my fuck. Don't give him snacks. That's how we're done. That man joke. The jellies.
So 1 week it was $110. 2 weeks? Nobody did 2 weeks? $120? 3 weeks? $130. 52 weeks we said was $620. Anybody else have any other ones that they want to report now that they see what the pattern is?
16 weeks, $260.
Everybody good with that? Okay. Now let's go to the second one. It says each week she pays the $10 plus the interest for that week. So she started at $100. She paid $10 off from her loan. So she owes $90 still, right? How much did she pay? $10 plus $10 off her loan? $20. So after 2 weeks, what did she start at?
She's at 90.
$90. She pays $10 off her loan, so now her loan is down to $80. But how much did she pay?
40.
Well, 40 total, but we're going to add these when we get to the end. Okay? Now, do you want to go another one so that you get the pattern? Or does everybody kind of have the pattern of what's going on here? Okay? This is going to keep on going down until you have $10 minus $10 is $0, and you're going to have paid $20 that week, correct? But the question is, what number week is this right here? That's a good guess. Does anybody agree with her? Does anybody disagree with her? Does that make the math easier over here? What the total that you pay back is? How much do you pay back? $200. Is there another way that you could have proved? Well, that makes sense. You pay back $200. Anybody have another reason besides that? How much do you pay on the loan each week?
$10.
How much do you pay on the interest each week?
$10.
Would you agree half of it is interest, half of it is loan? Or in other words, for every amount that you pay on the loan, you pay an equal amount of interest? How much is the loan? $100. How much is the interest? $100. How much do you pay back? $200. Now, here's a question for you. Would you agree we have $100 in interest divided by $100, so this is interest divided by $100 that we borrowed, right? Which is 100%. Everybody agree? The interest rate is 100%. For how long? For 10 weeks, right? How many weeks are there in a year? 52 weeks in a year. So my other math class said, when I was in school, we learned the fish principle. Has anybody else ever had the fish principle? You take the numbers and you can make a fish. 52, what are you going to press? Times 100 divided by 10. What do you get? 520% interest. So your friend is also charging you a lot of interest too, right? I think it is unwise to borrow money from friends or family. I mean, unless you've got a written statement of how much you owe. Back in the day, I was earning $720 a month. Our health insurance was $120 a month. And I can't remember. Anyway, we had about $100 a month to spend. And our car we needed to replace because we lived in Florida and we didn't have air conditioning. And we had 2 kids and it was a 2-seater. So my in-laws lent us money to buy a new car, but we had to sign a loan agreement with them that we would pay back $100 a month. And so, we signed the agreement and we sent them $100 every month and we paid it off. It's not wise to co-sign for loans either. Anybody know what co-signing means? Yeah.
I do, just because my dad had to help me co-sign when I was getting my car loan. Like, his credit was better than mine, so he co-signed, so I had a better chance of.
And that's a good upside for you, but there's got to be a downside for him. What's that?
Let's say I don't pay it back, it would hurt his credit and mine.
Yeah, it would hurt his credit also. So, my son-in-law found a Bible passage that says you shouldn't borrow money from a relative. You shouldn't co-sign for loans. Probably not a bad idea, especially since we aren't bankers. What things do bankers look at before they make those loans? We talked about credit history, right? Credit worthiness. How much money the person earns, whether they're a good credit risk or not. Those are all important things. Okay. Here's what's happening then. Now we are going to do the review. The test you can take anytime. Everything closes on Sunday night at midnight. We start college algebra on Monday, only if you signed up. So tomorrow, I won't be taking attendance, but I will be here because some people may want to come in and work on their assignments. Okay, so let's take out the review and let's do the questions on the review and get that done. Okay, go. Did everybody get a review? Connor, you want to come and sit over by Bailey and Max? Did everybody get one?
I have a question.
Just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, which one?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
For like question 2, like.
I like went back to I like the day it came. I was like, how much?
I don't know
I
if
was
I
like,
did it.
Okay, so if you look here, find the milk consumption in 1950. Well, if you notice, they don't have 1950 on here, right?
No, it would just be 0.
So you would have to keep on working backwards. From 45 to 30, would you agree that's 15 years, right? How much did milk go down in that 4-week period? 4 gallons. So it went from 24 to 28 to 32. So another 15 years ago, what would have it been?
For where? Oh, from there? Oh, so it goes down?
So this goes down, but this
This
goes
up.
right?
Right. Oh, so be 36. Right?
Yes, because then it says to write an equation that represents that. So 36, that'll be your intercept, right? So plus 36.
Okay.
What's the slope? Negative
4
for every
for every 15.
negative 4/15, right? So negative 4/15 time plus 36.
Ooh,
Got it?
got it. The first. So it's
I haven't done that a month.
Oh, nothing today.
Just reserve the seat just in case. I know like my because I look at the mall. So happy. Not actual Halloween. Like Halloween. Oh, that. You know what? No, too much of this. And you get paid. Like $500 a month. Still just one for the challenge. So I'm not trying to true. Just go to school. It's like you should. Oh, keep it up. Yeah, I'm saying that. That's what I was talking about. I'll show you some things. I wanted to go there. Because and then some hush hush. Like the line of the things that you know, for the job industry, it's a week after that. I have to go for the industry. Oh. Yeah. That's your free festival. Yeah, I was gonna walk in the 3 months. How did you do that? I don't know. I don't know. I woke up in the especially for this class. If we regular or we do it. Don't stress. I thought it was
Or if you want to take out your computer, you can just work on that. So. We're just finishing the review. Madeline's kind of vegging there. She's not feeling it right
It's been a
now.
rough morning, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie. She cried in her car. Give her a break. Before I came in.
You cried
That's
in
why
your
she was
car.
late. She was crying.
I had a student yesterday that was crying too. I had to make sure that it wasn't because of me.
My boss told me I had to work a 10-hour shift tomorrow. I can't do that. My father texted me and said I needed the active duty job that I wanted for NASCAR. And she told me I can't switch units. And I just was like, cried. That's all. Because I was like, if I get this job, then I won't have to come here. So, yeah. Well, like, college. It was active duty. I finished it later.
Oh, there was an extra one.
Oh, okay.
It was teachers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's two extra ones. Is that yours?
No.
Okay.
Hey Kevin, tomorrow's your last day because
Yes, it is.
you get to see me next Monday anyway. So.
Are you coming to college algebra? Are you going to be in a better mood? No, I'm just kidding.
I sure freaking hope so, Kev. I'm actually going to
What are you thinking? Sometimes I wonder what you're thinking, Riley.
my mom says that.
I'm usually not
Thinking about anything. Let's see how much you're standing over.
Oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Maybe it's pretty.
Oh, lucky thing I didn't stay up for the rest of the game last night. Yeah, 13 innings.
Yeah.
Did you stay up for it? Did you stay up for it? Who was pitching?
Was it, Where or something?
Oh. Oh, well. The farther you go into the playoffs, the better the people you're playing are. The more difficult it is to win. If you're not specifically addressing me, I'm just going to ignore you. So. Is that wise on my part? Eh?
I'm gonna call them up, but I need I don't want to do anything. I just want to I feel like maybe I do, but I just don't want to. Hey, I feel like you know what you're doing. I like the Anne's class. You just don't want to do it on your science too. Just don't like doing it. I really don't like that. I hate it. Right. And I try so hard to like it. I try so hard to pay attention. Last like 0.2 seconds before you go. Yeah, like in high school, like all we learned was how to do it straight out of the textbook. Like, gotta you guys do all of these on this page. And so when we sit and do this, I'm just like, what? Oh. I don't actually know why I'm so bad at this one. There's actually really different around.
So what did you try so far?
I guess I just like I dropped like a halfway through.
The amount that you have.
Very true.
You have the 10,000 in the right spot. No. 10,000 is what you multiply. The answer is going to be, so A equals.
Oh, the answer.
10,000. Nope, that's the principal. A equals. A equals 10,000 parentheses plus
Every day.
What is 0.06
Passed around the marbles because he thought they were dope as hell.
over
And someone's like, Riley, you won't take
per
one.
year,
So
so
I was
that
like,
would be
okay,
over
that.
1.
I did it 'cause I hate
Close
them.
parentheses.
And
To
I sit there.
no, it's 5 years, so 5 times 1.
Okay, thank you.
And then when it's semi-annual, it'd be to the second 5 times 2.
And we all had to like go
We'll take our break.
to school or something. And you just sit there and I was like, what did you do in London? Like through the marble. I was like, I have to go to McDonald's or wherever I was going. Practice. And he's like, I don't want you in this class anymore. And I was like, I don't want to see you either. And I kicked over. But I just fought with this for every day. For no reason. And I had Apex. That was a lot of basketball in school, honestly. I don't know how I got away with those shit. Wow, do you guys have resource when you're in school or like? We have rail time. We're the rail time. We're the rail time. We have rail time. Was it like just like 40 minutes of like study hall kind of whatever you know? Yeah, we had that. There's like levels. We have levels. So like level 1 for ours was like open, like you had your phones and like sit in the cafeteria and like it was just like a sign like you just highlight your names. So we had someone building an honor student. Yeah. I got kicked out of honor study. So I didn't do community studies. And I graduated early. But anyways, every day I had level 1, and I just had some highlight my name and I'd like take it super long, get like fill out like these chiropractic notes and have chiropractic appointments. So, like every other day I had a chiropractor appointment. And I'd like just not go to class. So I had like a shop class. I didn't even want to graduate. Hated it. The teacher was like, what? I told him I'm going to do Kevin. Then all the guys do all my shop projects. So like, asked me if I know how to work a saw. I don't. I don't want to chop off a finger like a new dog.
Well, the reason why I didn't graduate early was because I saved all my FIAD till the end of the year. That was last year.
Oh, I did that my junior year. I took like a shit. I hated my life because I was with like all freshmen.
Me too.
But my gym teacher's like super chill.
My gym teacher loved me. Like, she wanted me to go camp. She knew me used to power.
Oh, yeah, I just lifted my
She's not pissed because I didn't do shit. So I was like, my goal is to do a 2-minute plank and a 2-minute wall. So I did this semester. Okay, write it down like 5 minutes. And she was like, you don't get this goal, you're gonna fail this class.
Oh, there it is.
And no, I didn't. So I don't know about that. I don't know what I did. So you're talking all the way to Rice Lake? Yeah, and I'm cross that one. Just go all the way to Rice Lake and then drive all the way back. Yep. And then I have to go back to Rice Lake tonight because I have to work. Oh, you made 4 trips from here to Rice Lake. Yep. Okay, see you tomorrow, honey. Bye, baby. Don't get actually do that. We don't talk anytime. Anyways, but. Oh, you were married?
Yes. No questions.
I only talk to you.
I'm
I
so
probably talk to you
excited.
more than I talk to you.
Oh, it's just.
No. I'm so sad about that job. Because of that, I wouldn't have to go to fucking college. Maybe second done.
No.
I only got the first one done. You know how we always spoke? We changing Irish, changing that.
You know, on your phone. What if you turn this on? Doesn't give you that option. Well, if you need to quit, go for it.
Try it out online.
No, we have to read down pages. We ate food. We basically just like go with the scripture because like we got it. Obvious similarity and not so obvious similarity. Obvious difference and not so obvious difference. So what we were doing, we were just practicing on taking out the differences and proving. So we made us blaze potatoes and wrinkles. I was like, oh my god, what did you eat today? Last time, and he came around and he just dumped like half the egg right on my plate, and every time he got one chip. Like, oh, this is serious, sorry. This is your apology. I'm okay, anybody who goes weekly, this is your sorry. How are you? Yeah, I think it's supposed to be on compare and contrast.
Is there questions attached to it?
No, it's just 5 pages. But that game was awesome to watch.
So fun. Yelling a lot. I love you. She bought a cat in her.
Well, he is like cats. When we get along cat, we come with us into one twitch. And then on the cat, it's like what used to cat again? The cat lost. This cat like sleeps in the bed. It really makes me mad. So I have to eye drops and all. Really have to take something all the time.
But that more recent project, and I was wondering, boy, this is weird that, you know, for most of the term I'm the coach, and then all of a sudden I become the judge. It's like I sort of make a Jekyll and Hyde transition.
This is kind of interesting.
The bad guy. I mean, this would be unacceptable in any other endeavor. Frankly, I don't know how we get away with this in education. The more I think about it, the more I think that we're one big cartel. Yeah, ask yourself. I mean, it would be totally unacceptable in any other, in sports or in any other human endeavor. How do we get away with this? I'll tell you how we get away with this. We get away with this by hiding behind a thin veil of objectivity. I'm going to assess you in a way that's completely objective and reproducible. But the only way to truly assess someone objectively, look again at Bloom's taxonomy, is by going all the way to the bottom. That's the only skill we can truly assess completely objectively. So in a sense, this coach-judge conflict forces us down. Anything higher up is very subjective and involves feelings, judgment, you know. So in a sense, this conflict forces us down Bloom's taxonomy. And then there are other things like grade inflation, cheating. I mean, why would a learner be cheating? Have you ever seen a young child learning to tie his or her shoelaces cheat? No, of course not. You want to learn it, you do it. In fact, we kill this intrinsic desire to learn by our assessment procedures. Anyway, I have only a few minutes left, so let me quickly run you through a couple of potential improvements. The first one is, let's make it realize. Why do students from information? Get access to information. In fact, you know, when I started teaching, I taught previous, and I thought, you know, why would teachers have to remember all of these equations in physics? I'm going to give them a sheet with equations so that they have access to equations. And the second year that I was teaching that same course, some students came to me and they had seen the sheet, and they said, Professor, could we bring our own sheet rather than the sheet you prepare so we can organize the information better and determine which equations we bring? So I thought about it. I said, okay, yes, one index card, 5 by whatever, and one side only to discover that students develop a microscopic handwriting and we should put the entire textbook on one side of the page. So the next year I said to them, you know what, just bring the book. Just bring the book. Save yourself the trouble of copying the book on a piece of paper. And then the fourth year, some students came to me and said, in high school, we used this other book that I like more than the book you assign in the course. Could we bring that book? I thought, well, if I let this student bring her high school book, then I need any book, right? So I said, you know what, you can bring any book you want. Then the following year, some students said to me, could we bring the solutions to the homework and the notes that we take during the class? I thought about it for a while. I said, you know what, you can bring anything you want except another living person. But then more recently, I've started to assess on computers. Students bring their computers. Should I shut down the internet? Because, wow, they have access to Google, and they. And I thought about it for a while and said, no, it's actually a good thing. Because, think about it, any question to which the answer can be Googled is not an authentic assessment question. In a sense, let's look at Bloom's taxonomy again. What does access to Google do? Access to Google, what it does is it chops out the bottom layer. It forces me higher up Bloom's taxonomy. I can no longer ask any question. This means that I have to Google my own problems before I give them to the students and make sure that they're not on Chegg and other services like that. But it forces me higher up Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, I'm going to jump again. I'm going to show you a little short video clip. And I want you to determine two things. This was filmed in Bandung, Indonesia.
I just think at college I face opposition to the way that I teach people. And when I see a guy from Harvard not getting upset about it, I'm like, you know what? If Harvard can do it, CBTC can do it. I don't know.
I think I'm going to get in.
like digging through the one guy he's sending like applications for the farmers to me, so it's like stuff like I worked at McDonald's for like 6 years, so I feel like this qualifies me for like the neuroscience program and stuff like that. He like sends it in and like he gets responses back from the
I'm gonna try. To write a letter.
I'm sure they found it really amusing. I was
Billy, who's that? Okay. Stud for freshman. No.
I went to European leadership camp. This counselors were there.
Lauren, when are you leaving?
Huh?
When are you leaving?
I leave, well, Friday I'm going up to the cities because I have a really early Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
So,
Have fun.
thank you. You have fun too, fishing or whatever you're doing.
Or whatever. No, don't whatever fishing. That is
No, I'm not
that is the
whatever
worst
fishing.
thing
I'm
in
saying whatever you're doing.
I'm really uploading the new videos so I can watch it. Subscribe.
you know what she
I can't imagine the cost.
Where did he end up going?
No, he was somewhere else. I'm like,
I mean, you do it.
yeah, somewhere.
I wish I could be smart enough for that. I wish I could be smart enough for that.
I think you need to, for yourself, some math affirmations. Once again.
I need to take a picture of that like, whole screen. So I can like, remember that word. Math gets you down.
What did you do?
I will be patient with myself and others for my
Well, and I would think about that, like for instance, when I wanted a job and I didn't get one. I think I would think about things like that. I may not have it now, but I certainly will have it in the future. That's what life is for everybody, you know. It's tough. It's a hard life, but we can get through it if we support each other along the way. I can tell you this. I can tell you this. You probably don't feel like it, but there are people that are in really, 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 really tough straits right now. And some of them even in our class. So I have learned you never get into a, yeah, my life is so bad. You never win one of those with anybody. I like the people who like I'm going to have a baby. Oh man, you should. When I had a baby, it was the worst possible, you know. Or yeah, I used to play basketball. Yeah, when I played basketball, it was just the. You know, everybody turns it that it's all about them. I just think it's funny. Because life is not all about them. It's all about me. They've got to learn that sometime. I'm not going to go through this thing. Boy, am I mean.
Yeah, I missed that.
I should probably do that.
I just kept staring at the first page and like, I'm on a message and snare for.
That's what I can do.
Oh.
Something that I've seen.
See you, buddy. You're leaving?
Is there anything else you'd like us to do after?
I don't need you to do anything else.
Okay.
So.
And tomorrow we're going to be like working on the.
You don't have to be here. I'm not taking attendance. I have to be here, otherwise I have to take a vacation day. And like I said before, what's the words? It's all about
I'll bug you. What is your fishing trip?
When is it?
Yeah.
We're hopefully leaving next Thursday night at about 6, so we'll get there about midnight.
Wait, what
Fish
days are
Saturday,
you gonna be
Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then come back on Monday. What?
gone? What days are you going to be gone for college?
I'll be gone Wednesday and Thursday and Monday, but I won't be fishing all those days because I got that conference on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
So you're only going to be gone like 2 days?
3. Wednesday, Thursday, Monday.
Okay.
That's 3.
Where are you going fishing?
Rainy River. It's up by Canada.
Nice.
By like the Minnesota border?
Yeah, it's where the bump is on Minnesota, at the top of Minnesota. That's called Lake of the Woods. The Rainy River flows into Lake of the Woods. If the wind is relatively calm, we'll probably go out on the lake. But ordinarily this time of year, the lake is really rough. 4 or 5 foot waves, and we've only got a 16-foot boat. It is not fun to be on a small boat on a big water.
You know where Lake Vermilion is?
Yeah, I fished Lake Vermilion.
Sorry, I had a cabin up there and go there like every year.
Where at?
I'm trying to think of a resort.
Oh, okay. Well, but I know it's on the south side.
I just feel like drive my way up there now, but
No, you take 169. That'll get you pretty close. Yep. Well, 53 will take you up to Superior, yeah. And then you go towards Ely. That's right.
I'm still learning my way around up there.
A good time is had by all. Good luck on your test. Ask for help if you need it. Don't be a stranger.
Thanks, Kev.
You're welcome.
Buy everything you use?
No.
No.
Never
Like
in my
that?
life. Never in my life. A bunch of years ago, when they first started the lottery in Minnesota, they were giving tickets away. And I got 3 of them. But that was the only time I ever had even possession of one. So
You got better odds of getting struck by lightning.
Good. Yeah, love it. Some days are harder than others.
I like how you approach life, though, with a smile on your face. It's got to be hard sometimes, though, huh?
Yeah. Some days are just kind of harder to get going than other days.
Okay. Did you tell all your teachers? I don't even know what other classes you're taking.
I just have one other class.
Okay.
So it's a hybrid, so we only meet once a week.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but,
Well, if you need anything, let me know.
okay. Thanks
Like
for-
a hug or anything. Okay.
Sounds
See ya.
Good. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
Is it on? I feel it on. Last week, I had to stab a scalpel in my leg for journey. I couldn't walk. I was wondering if my head was moving or anything. Stayed there. Bulge. I couldn't walk. They had to stab it with a scalpel while I was running away looking at it. Scalpel.
Get here.
Oh, yeah.
This morning, yeah. How you been? Look at these. Yeah. I went to Walmart. I saw these and I had to go. They were $4.94. I was like, oh. So I caught them. They're so comfy. I've never felt so luxurious than in my slippers. Like, I want to sew in like a little Gucci. Like those Gucci things, sew that into like this inside or something. Should be fun, yeah.